Hey there, how's it going? My name is McTosin and welcome back to WWE SuperCard. Today, we are talking about the ultimate team effort, Team Battleground. Team Battleground is a very fun game mode that can also be very annoying at times. Yeah, I wanted to just kind of break down Battleground all the way from the beginning. Everything about Team Battleground I want to talk about. I want to talk about the prep phase. I want to talk about the battle day. So you will see two different versions of me, I'm pretty sure. You will see this version that talks about the prep phase, and then you'll see a future version of McToasted that talks about the battle day, how to win every single one of your 15 matches, and yeah, so we're gonna split this up into two bits. So if I look a little different in a little bit, that's probably why. Um, let's talk about Team Battleground, right? My new team, the Legion of Toast, has just gotten into our second Battleground, so I've actually waited to get started on this because I wanted to do it from the very beginning. So when a new team battleground starts, you get greeted with this screen. You have your team versus the team you're going to be playing against, and you just press get started. That's when you get dealt your deck. So when you get your deck, which you have to click open apparently, uh, you're not going to know right away how strong your deck is, but there are usually two or three different variations of the cards that you can get. You can either get really weak cards where like uh, the noirs are like really strong, middle tiered cards where it's like some cards are strong, some are really bad, or you can get really strong cards. Royal Rumbles, Tundras, stuff like that. So it looks like this deck right here is okay. Wow, that was fast. Nice. Yeah, this deck is not okay, unfortunately. Dang, dude, I was the bottom guy last time too. Okay, well, so it looks like this is a very weak deck in comparison to some of the other cards that people have gotten. Yeah, okay. Well, it doesn't really matter what cards you get because if you are on a team that does battle strategies, which I will talk about in a bit, you're playing cards that are very similar to yours, very weak. So let's take a look at our opponents down here. Yeah, I'll be playing these like three guys right here, and we'll see how that goes. Um, so once you get in here, you are going to be greeted by these right here. If you know what Team Battleground is, I'm kind of just going over it for going over its sake. But yeah, each of these cards needs 20 of these charge cards right here. I only have one right now, so you're just gonna go boop, and that's how you charge. And our aim of the game for the first 24 hours of Team Battleground is get all of these cards charged. There are two effective methods by which you can do this. The second of which is kind of cursed, and it's kind of awful, and it's horrible, but um, it works, and I will talk about the first one first because it's really easy, or it's not really easy. It's really grindy. Um, that one is just playing different kinds of modes that give a lot of draft picks, such as the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble gives you 12 if you win, and if you play four, you get 48. That's almost an entire draft board twice. So yeah, that does give you a decent chance at it. I mean, right here we can do a couple draft picks. So I have 0 right now, and then I'm going to use 30 draft picks, and you're going to see how many charges I get. Out of 30 draft picks, I got 10 charges, and that's kind of on the higher end. So don't expect to have just like, oh, okay, I have 120 picks, I'm going to get 120 charges. There's only a chance that you get a charge with every card that you pick off the draft board. So 30 picks just went into 10 charges, and that's with just base playing. If you would like to play regular game modes, you get picks, and obviously you can use those picks for drafting purposes, what they're used for. But this way that I'm about to show you is awful, and it is so arduous, but it works. You get one charge after every single pick as long as you have 0 other charges in your inventory. So what that means is you saw me just get that one charge. I'm going to use it right away. I'm going to go back to the draft board, and I'm going to do it again. And I get another guaranteed charge. This is the only way to get guaranteed charges. So if you use this method, you have to do this 120 times, which is awful. But that means you only need 120 picks. So it really does depend. This can be really nice in like a pinch if you're at the end of the charging phase and you are like really struggling to get those charges, you're just not pulling them. This is something that you can do. I've done it a couple times when I kind of fall behind, but yeah, I would highly recommend using the first strategy of just playing the game, getting as many picks and charges naturally as you can just from other game modes. And if you can get up to like 80, 90, this won't be as bad if you have to do this at the very end. But if you have to do this all the way from the beginning, it is quite frustrating. Like you could just see how slow it is. I've done 5 picks in the span of, I don't know, a minute and a half, and it's real slow, but it does work, and it's not like hard or anything. So you just get 120 picks. You get a guaranteed charge per pick as long as you do this method right here. So yeah, not fun. It is currently 11 a.m. flat when I'm recording this video. I'm going to do the rest of these picks, and I will be back, and I'll tell you the time. It is currently 11:06, so those 1920-ish draft picks took me about 6 minutes to do. Like I said, it is a little time consuming, but it is super effective. As you can see, I now have 35 charges, and I only had the 10 from before, so I guess that was 25 picks. Yeah, not so bad in the long run, because your alternative is playing just a ton of games and trying to get a ton of picks, or using credits to purchase multipliers, which is these are not horrible. Like if you just play for a little while and you buy this 100 credit multiplier, you'll probably almost get maxed out. So I definitely know some people that do that. It's really easy to do it that way, and this is just kind of like if you don't want to spend any credits on Team Battleground, which I don't really think you should because the rewards aren't even guaranteed. Like you're not even gonna get a top tier card for sure if you win. Like you can still get a Tundra or whatever the second tier is. So yeah, those are the two methods you can use to charge your cards. I would, like I said, recommend the first one, just playing, 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 and then in a pinch, if you're like, okay, I'm really not going to finish charging if I just keep doing this, use this method of the cursed backing out of the draft board after selecting one card, getting your guaranteed charge, using it, returning to the draft board, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. If you're not on a team that does battle strategies, like battle attack plans, you get on a team that does attack plans because it's so much harder to win, especially if you're in the top tier, if your team doesn't do attack plans. You kind of just need to have everybody attacking people that are similar to them. So let's see right here. Starlight Heaven has 106 points. That is how strong his deck is, 86 deck score. We can only see their points, so we're just going to go on the points. He is our, what, set third strongest? Yeah, he's our third strongest behind these two right here. So he's going to be playing these three, the top three, because he is the third strongest, and he goes 1, 2, 3. That's kind of how strategies work. For my team, I'm the owner, so I send out the strategies. If you are not the owner of your team and your team doesn't do attack strategies and you have something that works for you, cool. If not, there are plenty of teams that do attack strategies. Some do it over Discord, some do it just in game in like messages. Whatever works for you is best, obviously. I'm not playing your game, you are. But yeah, attack strategies in Team Battleground are one of the best ways you can ensure at least a good performance, if not a victory. So that's it for this little part of the video, the prep phase. It's just about charging your cards, getting those draft picks, getting those charges collected, and we will talk about winning every single match right now. 24 hours has now passed, and we are ready for our attack phase. As you can see right here, some of my teammates have already begun attacking, and as well as some of theirs. So the name of the game, in Team Battleground, is to win all 15 of your attacks. You win all 15 of your attacks, you max out your points, you are doing your part, right? And obviously charge. You got to charge your cards, which you've already talked about. So, as I was saying yesterday for me, earlier in the video for you, you got to follow an attack plan. It can work if you don't, but the vast majority of the time, and all of the high level players say there needs to be an attack plan. Just kind of has to happen. And my attack plan for my team in this battleground is right here. Should be above me somewhere. As you can see, I have to attack number 7, number 9, and number 10. That's because my deck is horrible, right? I am the 9th player out of 10 on my team. I'm only worth 88 points, and the only person that's worse than me is 84 points. So that person has to attack 8, 9, and 10, and it breaks down based on math eventually. But yeah, we have to attack 7, 9, and 10. And so right here, since this person's already been attacked, we could see his deck, which is nice. You could always go into it knowing what you're getting yourself into. So I know that he actually has some very similar cards to myself. He has the his strongest card is my strongest card, which is the Noir Eddie Guerrero. So we're going to go into this kind of expecting that to come out. And if we're going to lose this match, we're just going to smoke grenade and quit the app, right? You quit the app and it doesn't record it as a loss in Team Battleground. You can come back in. It'll say it's under the other person's under attack for a little bit, but you should be fine after a little while. So right here, we don't know exactly what he's going to throw out first. He could be his Eddie Guerrero, could be not. So I'm just going to kind of throw out this Grayson Waller. We're just testing the waters here. Okay, so that's his Eddie Guerrero. That's his strongest card. We know he does not have anything stronger than that. And hopefully, we should be able to just kind of mow through this right now. So right here, we could use Eddie, because, yeah, just in case he had a card that was stronger than our JD McDonough. And hopefully, we should just breeze through this and win right here. If we don't, like I said, we will just quit out of the app and come back. So this is not a great matchup. We lose this matchup. Oh no, I'm going to lose. I'm not going to take the loss. I'm going to exit out of the app, and we'll be back. So I have returned back into the app. We are chilling, still all 15 attacks. The only difference is now that this says that this person is under attack, so I cannot attack him again right now. That's it. That's the only issue. In a couple minutes, it should clear itself. We'll be able to go back in and shouldn't have too many problems. Now that we know the way that he's going to play his cards, usually the AI that controls these enemies will play the same cards. So we know most of the time it's going to be Eddie Guerrero and then JD McDonough and then Becky Lynch. But every once in a while there is some variation. It's probably on like a little algorithm or something like that. So right now we lost that game, but we didn't take the loss. So what we can do is we can go up to Shawn Michaels here, and we can take a look at his deck. So he is better than us. He has two Noirs, so I have to account for that. And we can move on from there. So I know that his gentleman right there, his Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso, I didn't see exactly which one, is not as strong as my Eddie Guerrero in either stat, I think. Right? 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 I think so. I think they actually might have the same charisma. So what we can do is we can just throw out our Eddie Guerrero. What I'm doing with this is I'm going in, scouting my opponent because people have already attacked them, and seeing if I can make like a big brain play, kind of, and hopefully we could just kind of win these games without having to exit out and come back in and exit out and come back in and use super move and all that stuff. I'll make an example of super move in a bit. So let's try Eddie Guerrero here. We should win this. No, we don't, because Jey Uso has a bigger power stat. That is unfortunate. Hopefully we can kind of skirt by this, but we're probably going to end up losing. Actually, no. You know what? We're going to make this the super move example. Because if we get another male match, we know that he has that Chanting Stacks, which is a Noir card, which we just can't beat. Right. So I have my super move active. We got to win all of these games eventually. Might as well just use it now and stack it up again and use it later. Right. So normally I would lose this match. I'd have to back out, but don't need to. Just super moved. We're going to get the points for this match. We'll hang tight and we'll be able to get one of our 15 attacks out of the way. And so we have gained our 94 points from winning against that opponent, and it's really just a rinse and repeat after that. You know, you scout your opponents at the very beginning of the game. You kind of see what's going on based on what your teammates have done. If you are one of the first people to attack, you know, just be careful. Try not to lose. Exit out if you're going to, and then come back in, win your games. And you have 24 hours to do so. So it really is pretty simple, like once you get into it. But it does get a little tricky when you're playing someone that's so much stronger than you that it's like, I don't know how I'm supposed to win this, right? Because all we have is one Noir. We have our Eddie Guerrero. This guy has three. That is not good. That is a pretty big discrepancy there. So we're going to try to beat this guy because I'm once again attacking 10, 9, and 7. We are not attacking 8 because someone else needs to attack 8 based on the attack plan. So we're going to go ahead, try it, and then if we lose, obviously we'll just back out, and then I will probably come back in and just make all these attacks another day. That is not good. Eddie Guerrero's really weak in power, and yeah, Terry Funk is stronger, so we gotta back out of the app again. It really sucks when your deck is really, really weak like mine is right now. It is arduous. You do have to exit out, come back in a lot, charge up your super move a lot. But, you know, if you are in one of those higher tiered teams where it's like you got to max out in Team Battleground or you get kicked, it is just kind of what it is, you know? You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta pay the piper. Okay, so I have returned. Now, since my deck is so weak, we have lost against this guy and we've lost against this guy, and we just kind of got to keep going with what we're doing. We're gonna go ahead and face this guy again. If we lose, same thing. We will quit, come back in, and then I might just skip forward in real time to when everything is done, and you see that even though I'm facing all these trials and tribulations, we get our wins in the end. As you can see from the darkened room, it's been a little while. I've been struggling a little bit to get these wins done, but we are in our final match right here, so hopefully we can go ahead and clutch this up. We will use our super move on the first turn because he's going to throw out a Noir card because, you know, these decks that I'm facing are stronger than mine, so, you know, making use of my super move. Ugh, I don't want to throw him out there in power. Okay, we're good. We're good. That was terrifying. I really didn't want to have to make up another super move. That would have been awful. I would have hated that. But we have made it to the end of our Team Battleground endeavor right here. So everything I have discussed still applies. Just the charging phase is all about getting those pulls, the charged cards pulled, and you get them if you don't have any in your inventory, and there's the cursed way of doing it, and then there's also the regular old basic way of doing it, which is just playing a bunch of SuperCard, getting a bunch of draft picks, using those draft picks, trying to pull the cards. And then for the attack phase, you know what to do if you're about to lose, you just quit out of the game, and you should be good to go. So you can see right here, plus 88, very bad deck that I had, and I got all 15 wins. This is what you want to do every single time. It is the best way to give your team a shot at winning and get yourself a shot at this Champions Reward Pack. And yeah, it's just the best way of not letting down your team. And I feel like Team Battleground it really does bring teams together. Like when everybody charges and everybody maxes out their points, and it's a good time. And when everybody's pulling their weight, it feels a lot better. So yes, that is your ultimate guide to Team Battleground. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you didn't learn anything, thank you very much for just hanging out with me. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I will see you next time in what should be a very fun pack opening video for the Bray Wyatt Collectibles event. We're sending it off with a bang. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today. Take care and goodbye.